Welcome to Mindful Trading. Today we're going to take a look at a trade that we marked up on our charts this past Sunday. It's a classic trendline break and retest, and we'll see how it played out. Okay, and what we have here is a chart that we marked up on this past Sunday. I will send out a chart in our newsletter so that everyone who subscribes to our newsletter can get an idea of where I think the market might be going this coming week. And you could also use this to help you mark up your charts for the week. So you can see that I have some areas of support and resistance marked here. So I've got an area of support here. I've got one here because you can see all these touch points here, and one up here. So price is kind of reaching up and touching these points. All right, and so this is a good idea or a good way that you can check your charts to see if yours are similar to mine. And they don't have to be exact, but you could just see if we're thinking along the same lines. It helps to confer with other people and collaborate with others when you're marking up your charts, especially when you're a beginner. Okay, so we've got some liquidity sweep points up here. We know that I like to mark those in purple. And we've got our trend line. 1 touch, 2 touches, and 3 touches. So this is a pretty good trend line on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, and so after drawing this up on Sunday, we need to think about what might happen in the market. And so we know that one of our plays is a trend line break and retest. So we might want to look for price to later on in the week come down and break this trend line and then go back up and retest it. And then we would go to the 15-minute time frame from there for our entry. And one thing that's a good idea to do is to go ahead and set an alert on this trend line so that we know when it breaks. We'll know to keep our eyes open for this, and we'll be alerted when price breaks this trend line. Another idea that we had was we were thinking that price could go up here and perhaps retrace some and then continue to the upside. So that's another scenario that we had. So you always want to have at least 2 scenarios about what might happen during the week with price. All right. So you decide what you think might happen, set your alerts, and then you wait patiently. All right. So if we take a look at our chart and we look at the 15-minute time frame for EUR USD, we can take a look and see what happened Sunday evening. So we were expecting, or I was expecting, more of a pullback here. We didn't really get that before it went to the upside. So we had a little arrow drawn here. We were thinking it might come back down and hit this area of support and resistance, but it didn't really. It just pulled back a tiny bit here and went to the upside. And so that was what happened on kind of Sunday into Monday. But then on Tuesday, right around 12:45, our alert went off. So we can see that this trend line had an alert on it, because if we look at the end of the trend line, that's how you can tell whether your trend lines have alerts, is you'll see this little clock right here. So when that alert went off, we could look and see that price has broken this 1 hour trend line. And all you need to do then is wait for price to retrace. And so we can see that price came down here in this yellow circle. So price came and broke the trend line, went back up, retested the trend line, and continued downward. All right, and so this trend line break and retest is something that we were looking for, like we said, on Sunday evening, and it played out on Tuesday around 2 o'clock. So if you'd like to join our newsletter community, be sure to click the link and to join, and that'll help give you an edge in the market for the coming week. Okay, so we'll be sure to do that every Sunday. All right. Okay, and so here's a screenshot of the trade from the break and retest from Tuesday, and you can see that I'm using a small account, a small live account in Oanda, to take this trade. So you can see here that I got into the trade when the alert went off on the trend line break. I made sure that my stop loss was up here and it was less than 1% of the account. And as we were saying before, you can also set alerts here on these areas where you want to go ahead and take some profit, so that you'll be alerted when that happens, so you can move your stop loss into profit, or at least at break evens. So you can at least cover the cost of taking the trade, or you can not lose anything, at least not lose much of anything. Okay, to reduce your position size while you're trading in Oanda with a live account, you click here, which is the number of units that you're using in your trade. You can do this while a trade is happening. Click the number of units. Let's say you want to cut your position in half. So you might want to remove half of that, which would be 100. Half of 200 is 100. So I decided that I would like to remove 100 units. If I'm in a sell, I would click buy, and that would remove 100 units. If I'm in a buy, I would click sell, and that would remove 100 units. All right, and you can see it happening in action here. And the small live account is great for taking trades, for trying things out, for figuring out what your best strategies are, and be sure to record these and put these in your trading journal. And then as you find that you are taking more and more trades and you are winning more and more trades, then you can increase the amount that's in your account. So this one I started with as little as $20 in the live Oanda account. So you don't have to worry about going below a certain level and having it disappear if you go below a level. So that's just a great way to learn how to trade and to practice. You don't have to worry about like going below a certain level. For instance, in some accounts with some brokers, you've got to have a minimum of, let's say, $200 or something like that. And if you go below that, then it liquidates, which means you lose your $200. But with this account, this very small account in Oanda, I can put in $20, and if I lose half of it, I go down to $10, and it's okay, while I'm practicing. So once you find that you're taking some trades, and your trades are winning trades, and you are recording those, and you've got that in black and white, you have a nice strategy, then you can increase the amount in this account and start to build it, and it'll start to grow, okay? And so that's a great way to learn to trade, and it's a safe way to learn to trade. All right, so this turned out to be a good trade. I ended up taking profit around this area of support on the 15-minute time frame right in there, and so it worked out well. And then immediately afterwards, I put this in my trading journal, so be sure to do that when you're trading as well. All right, and so if you could let me know, maybe in the comments, you could let me know if you caught the same trade as well. Do you have your charts marked up in a similar way? And also, just let me know if you have been journaling or not, and if that's helped you. Are there other pairs that you'd like to review on Sunday and see markups for? Let me know in the comments. Please be sure to like and subscribe. That really helps our channel to grow, and I really appreciate it. Okay, thanks so much. I look forward to seeing you next time.